All right, good people, coming to the Jazz TV show is my dear good friend, Miss Kamesha Owens. She is a phenomenal person. I absolutely adore her. I met her here. Actually, we met on Instagram, and whoa, wow, it's just an amazing person. And I just loved her spirit. We exchanged information, and she was just open to learn about me. We went to Cracker Barrel. We were crying, we were boo-hooing. It was just experience, but I'm so grateful for her life. She has definitely brought life to me, brought some love to me, and I love how we have levels of liberty together. She is a epidemiologist. She works for the state of Texas, and then also she is a music recording artist. She's a singer. She has a new single out that is available called "When the Saints Go to Worship." It is a rearrangement of a classic piece. A classic piece that she decided to remake and put her flair on. So be sure to download her single. I'll be sure to put that information in the description below. And also, what else about Miss Kamesha? Kamesha is a genius, okay? Like, the girl got it going on. Let's join in and pop in on this beautiful conversation with my friend, Miss Kamesha Owens. Let's go.
Tell the
Okay.
people, what is it that you're all about? Tell us what is it exactly? Again, what is an epidemiologist, and how did you begin to discover you really wanted to be an epidemiologist?
So, an epidemiologist is someone who studies trends and patterns of how something affects a population. So that could be weather, that could be disease, that could be some type of condition. And for me, my journey to become an epidemiologist was not a straight path. Initially coming up, I thought I wanted to be in the medical field, which epidemiologists do work closely with the medical field. But at that time, I thought I wanted to be. So I went to got my CNA, realized I didn't want to deal with patients, but I really had like such a desire to know more about diseases and how diseases affect the human body. And so at some point I thought I wanted to be a research scientist. And I did an internship, and I loved the work, but I was bored being in a lab by myself, knowing that I had to read all this literature and to create these research projects. I was just like, no, that's not it either. But it was during that time I discovered that someone who was working in public health, and there are epidemiologists who work in public health, and they study how diseases affect a population. And I found that's where my interest lied. And so, long story short, I have my bachelor's degree in biology, went back to school for my master's degree in public health, epidemiology, and God blessed me to become an epidemiologist on the local level, serving my local community in San Antonio, and now currently serving my state community here in Texas.
Wow, that is such a cool journey, and kudos to you for taking a moment within yourself and just keeping it 100. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, CNA, this is not what's cutting it. Hold
Exactly.
on, let's pump the brakes. Because sometimes we feel, especially when we're coming out of college or coming out of
Mhm.
some type of certification program, or we're or training or vocation training, whatever it may be, we feel as though that we have to stick to that particular path, and something in us may be saying, wait a minute, this is not it. This, yes, you've completed these particular courseworks. Yes, you're certified in this, but if that thing in you that says this is not it, listen to that, because it's a part of an instinct, right? It's our instinct channeling So, those of you that are just coming on, this is Jazz TV Show, and we have an amazing woman by the name of Kamesha Owens, who is from San Antonio, Texas, currently in the Austin, Texas area. And she is not only a lover of science, but she's a lover of music and a lover of people and all things lovely. And so, we're just having the wonderful dialogue, if you're just coming in, about her career and also about who she is, because she's definitely making an impact. My goodness, I did not know when I first met her that was such a term of epidemiologist, and I was so glad to understand, because we never know all the facets and pieces in this world, and the people in this world that help bring everything together. And she's one of those puzzle pieces. But I never knew that her role in our life, in our world, is so critical to make sure that the public is healthy, aware, and also continually able to thrive. So, Kamesha, with that being stated, so question, are you an introvert or an extrovert?
I always like to tell myself that I consider myself an introvert, but I'm a
Okay.
functioning extrovert. So I have my times where I can be to myself in a quiet space, and I'm okay with not dealing with people. But then there's a part of me that's like, that interaction, I need to be around people. So
Yes.
so I
Have you
consider myself both.
have
Mhm.
you ever taken the Myers-Briggs personality test before?
I have not. I have
Girl, you
not.
gotta take it. You gotta take it. It's every test is not concrete of really who we are, but it does help to give an idea of why we may pull out of situations or we operate in certain ways. I've
Gotcha.
taken it. It works. Since I've had children, it's changed though. So like, really, it has. I don't. That's so weird to me. But I used to be an INFJ, and then they'll have dash A, and now I am an INTF. Yeah, INTJ. Yeah, dash A.
Mhm.
And so basically, I'm a little bit more technical versus a bit more. I'm still judging. They'll break everything down, but just know, just take it. It's just good to take it. I feel you
Okay,
on
I
your
have to look into that.
yes. Oh my God. I personally think you're an introvert too. But okay, so what is it? What are three areas of interest that most people do not know about you? I know that you're a wonderful woman. You have a beautiful, beautiful voice, and you're hella smart. So, what are three things that some people don't know about you?
Let's see. Three things that people don't know about me. I love, love to eat food. I mean, that might be something people know about me. Some people know about me, but maybe not everybody in your audience. No, some people don't like to eat food, but I like
That's
all
true.
things food. I like
Yes.
everything from beef to
Mhm.
salad to I am a true foodie. I like to try different foods, different cultures.
Oh,
And so
wow.
that's one thing.
Okay.
Um, Another thing about me is that yes, I have a beautiful voice, but I'm also working on my own original music. Uh, I'm
Yay!
hoping to come out with a single this summer. Can't disclose too
Yay!
many details at the moment, but
Right. I
there are some
respect that.
opportunities that have arisen, and it's something that was unexpected and so grateful for. And so
Yay!
I always sang in church. Thank you so much.
I'm so excited right now. Finally.
I love this girl. She is a booster. Okay, you need somebody to motivate you. This one right here. Love her. But yes, so um, I always have been a singer in the church, and I just thought that that would just be my portion. But God is providing opportunities for me to actually showcase my voice on a larger scale. And so I'm ever grateful for that. And
Okay.
then the last thing I would say that a lot of people don't know about me is that I love to bake. Um, I bake cakes, I bake cupcakes, I bake cookies, and some people
Mm.
say I should open a business, but I don't know if I have time for all that that entails. So I just
Yeah.
stick to baking for my family and friends when they ask.
Wow. So do you ever do sweet potato pie?
Oh yes, I love sweet potato pie. That's like my favorite thing to make.
I'm gonna have to call you and buy all the ingredients and you tell me what to do because I need
Yeah,
one really bad. Well,
yeah,
I'm
yes,
sorry.
please.
I want one really bad.
I got you. I got you.
Oh my goodness. Yes, guys. I am a true witness that yes, she does bake, that she does bake. I've seen her in my stories, I mean, in her stories, especially during the holidays, and I would see various muffins or bun cake, or I'm like, wait a minute, yummy. I would come in yummy or oh gosh or something. But yes, I can't. I've never tasted your baking, your food, and it looks
I
so
know.
good.
I'm gonna have to make something for you.
Oh, I would gladly accept.
Change that.
Oh my gosh, guys, I look forward to it. I'm going to keep y'all posted too when she does. So, what is it like? Okay, let's get some territory. All right, first of all, are you single?
Yes, I'm single. I'm still
Are you a
single.
single woman in these streets?
I am a single woman in these streets. Yes, I am.
How is
And you
that
know,
going for you in your in our bracket that we serve in right now? Age bracket that
yes.
we serve.
Yes, so it's been an interesting journey. I'd
Mhm.
say it's been up and down in these single streets here lately. You know, there's a lot going on with people in their minds these days, and but I just continue to hope in the God that I serve and that who who He has for me is going to manifest in its perfect timing. And that's
You
how I
said
feel
that.
about
I love that. You said it so well. I will be very honest with you. I have been discouraged.
yeah.
However, there's a part of me that's pretty hopeful, but it's so, if I can keep it 100, especially for the people
Yeah.
that really watch our show and
Yeah.
their backgrounds, let me tell you, for the people that watch our show and those new faces that are going to be watching our show, it is bloody water in these streets. And I tell you,
Work.
it does. I mean, the moment you think you got or you've met someone that is of substance, it's like, swoop, they're gone. Or, many times I'm discovering, and this is something that I really want to bring to the people's attention. This is dealing with influence and impact. We had a wonderful guest by the name of Dwayne Williams Jr. And let me make
Mhm.
sure I put the junior in there. But you know what? He was so forthright in saying, Jazz, there's a difference between someone that is making impact and someone that's being of influence. And he said, one of the things, the impact is someone, in conversation, someone really would say, that person made an impact on my life. They will never say they influenced my life. Usually they say impact.
Yeah.
And I said, that is so true. Because when we think of influence, we think of numbers, we think of personality, we think of um, uh, being able to grab the attention, when high volume. Whereas an impact, anybody can make an impact on someone,
Okay.
and it only takes one person to make an impact on someone, and that someone may end up making an impact on so many people we never know. But
Yeah.
but it stuck with me because I'm discovering in the world of relationship and people finding their way and finding their voice, I'm seeing that people are so strong on influence that they're forgetting the level of substance when it comes to meeting and engaging with people and having conversation, making themselves friendly, making themselves
Right.
not afraid to say, hey, how you doing? I saw your post. It looks really dope. Now, true enough, a lot of us can't really engage a whole lot because we are living our lives. But just
Yeah.
those simple courtesy social dynamics to create room for someone to say, hey, I want to get to know you better. Oh, wow. Okay, you got 300. Oh, and I got about a 20,000. That's not the problem. There's something special.
Yeah.
What do you say about that? Have you noticed that is a thing that we live in as millennials? This trend of if you don't have a certain numbers in social media, or if everybody's not liking your post or all of that, they're not really gravitating to you. What do you say about that?
Yeah, I would say that we definitely are a society that's driven by numbers and popularity
Mhm.
and a person's messaging, right? So if it's something that is popular at the moment and the messaging is packaged a certain way, I wouldn't say perfectly, but a certain way,
Yeah.
then it can create a type of influence. But not all messaging has substance or good substance. And so I think I've seen that largely on our society, how there have been many and multiple trends of different types of social things, and it's either had a positive or a negative impact on our society and how we communicate with one another. So I definitely agree with what you've stated in that regard, for sure.
Yeah, I tell you, it's things have gotten better over the years, but I'm just seeing, in the attraction phase of things,
Mhm.
male female attraction, there is just this thing like, how are they going to look to the public? How that's important, but that
Yeah.
number being so overly number driven, you can really miss out on some gems. So I just want to bring that out to the people out there that feel one a category, one of the people that feel like you're not being picked because trends and numbers, or not having a certain body type, male or
Yeah.
female, and a certain look, and then that you feel like you're not option number A, you are option number A. And then I want to speak to the people that are so focused on numbers and so focused on the influence or affluence of people that are surrounding you, that you're afraid to step out into the deep and maybe grab someone that is a girl next door with class type person that may not have a whole lot of numbers, but hey, make an impact in the world like Kamesha and me. Hey,
Come
we
on, come on.
listen,
You
listen.
better tell them.
I will be mama on this show. Look. So but yeah, we got to get it together and
Yeah.
remember back to the basics of that. And that makes me think about this. So we live in a city, we live in the same city, right,
Yes.
Kamesha? And one of the things that I'm discovering in this city, and maybe it's just me, I don't know. Girl, get me together if I'm wrong. The people are not friendly out here. Is it just me, or am I just, I'm not trying to, come out here and come skipping through the tulips and smiling and greeting everybody like some hunky dory, a woman that don't have no discernment. But I'm just saying, I mean, am I losing it?
No,
These
you're not
people are
losing it
older
at
than me.
all. You're not losing. See, it's a lot. It's changed a lot. I'm from Texas, and I feel like growing up, people were a lot more friendlier than they are now. I think there are a lot of different transplants. People that have moved from other states to Texas, particularly we're talking about the city of Austin, and they come from states where people aren't as friendly, some of them. And that has intertwined in the culture here in Austin. And I've, even in the past 5 years that I've relocated here from San Antonio, I've seen a shift in how people interact with one another, how they socialize with one another. And I also believe that, the pandemic had a lot to do with that.
Yeah.
Further divide as far as communication and interaction with one another, unfortunately. So something that kind of wasn't maybe as bad a few years ago has now gotten a little worse.
Mm-hmm.
And I also feel like what we were talking about before, relationships and messaging
Yeah.
and influence. I also feel like that now people, when they do communicate with you, they don't come with any substance. They just beeline straight to the point with certain topics that are inappropriate. And
Mm-hmm.
you're like, okay, hi, my name's Kamesha. How are you? Uh,
Yes.
I don't know you. Like, oh, you're welcome for me opening the door for you.
Girl.
Like, okay. Oh, thank you for cutting me off on the street. Like, you
Oh,
didn't have to do all that, Just people have just become so rude and inconsiderate, and
yes.
it's a shame.
I am glad that you said that because, being an introvert, we're so not surface people. We're under the surface type people. We see and then we see below the surface. We see
Yeah,
beyond what some other people are not processing or thinking to process unless they're encouraged to process that.
right.
And
So
so my
true.
so we are, how can I say, intuitively tapped in and wired a different kind of way, and that
Yeah.
makes us great performers in work and in family. But then also sometimes it does require us to um, let stuff go. But I've learned to and lean on our extroverted people to get stuff done. But
Yeah.
I've learned to. I'm like, I'm not going to overlook what I just saw. I'm not going to
Right.
overlook this. I'm going to address it. So let me ask you this: what has been your biggest pet peeve in life? Like, what is your biggest pet peeve just in general?
I cannot. You're like, oh, she done brought it out. I cannot stand people who lie. Like,
Okay.
I've I've had people that I considered friends,
Okay.
and they literally have lied to my face, or relationships that I've been in where people have lied about their very existence. And that is like one of my biggest pet peeves. I mean, there are people out there that may not, in general, folks may not always be as forthcoming with information, right? Because we know that, okay, everybody should know everything.
Mhm.
But to just completely lie about something important like who you are as a person, or what you do as a person, I just think it's rude. I think it's dangerous, and I believe it makes it harder to really have a society where people trust one another, if that makes sense.
Has
So
it happened to you recently?
um, I wouldn't say like recently within the past year, but I would say within the past few years. I had a friend that a situation happened with her,
Yeah.
and she probed me in a conversation to try to see how much I knew about it. She didn't know what I knew, but she began to tell me her side of the story. There's always their side, his side, her side, his side, and the truth, right? And
Right.
so I'm listening to her, and I kid you not, Jazz, I'm hearing in my ear, liar, liar, liar. It was so bold, and I was like, oh wow, oh wow. And so it really hurt my heart because I thought me and her were better friends than that.
Yeah.
And so, I just had to just kind of keep her at arm's length and be like, okay, she's not a terrible person, but right now she feels the need to lie. I don't really care for that. And so I'm just going to kind of keep her at a distance,
Mm. So that was your approach in handling that.
Yeah.
And I like how you said, because everybody's approach is different when things happen that is a pet peeve to them or in situations like this. I like how you said, you know what, I'm going to keep a distance. She may be in a phase or something, but I'm not going to entertain that. I'm going to let her work that through. But I know what I know. And when she's ready to be honest with me, this is what I'm hearing you say. When she's ready to be honest with me, then we can go forward. But right now, I don't want that in my space.
Yes, yes. And she distanced herself from me at the end of the day. And so I just said, well, there's a season for, for everything,
Yes.
and that's kind of where I left it.
Wow. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Kudos to you, Kamesha, for being a wise woman.
Girl, I had to work to that place because I wouldn't always. There wasn't a time I would have been like, you lying. Don't be lying to me.
Wait a minute. Of you to do such. Listen, you know what? I'm holding something very valuable to me, and something that you presented to me and gave me a Christmas, I want to say, 2020. It is my favorite mug. I'm drinking my cool water right now. And usually I have my tea or my coffee. Yesterday I put some punch and some ice in it. But normally it's tea and coffee. I put some tea and coffee in here.
Yeah, that's multi-purpose.
Listen, when I tell you this is like, my mom is in town and she's used it a few times before she's been in town. And when I tell you, as much as I don't mind sharing my stuff, it's one of those things like, I don't want to share this. You can't have it, woman. I don't care how far you come to see me. So